walk away from a Fortune 500 company? What is that internal conflict going on in your head?
I've seen people sacrificing the family life, etc., for a company, and the company's thrown them out. Heart was saying, I want to do business, but my programming, my conditioning, my past was saying, hey, hang on. Hey, don't jump in and all, okay?
What was the biggest challenge at that time, starting from scratch in your mid 40s?
I always thought that I've been the corporate warrior, I've risen, I've worked hard, and working for large multinational companies. I was very ambitious. I was a sales director for the whole company, $400 million company in the region. I thought that's the world. When I found this business, okay, I can build a pipeline, I can be financially free in 4 to 5 years' time. I said, what the hell? Why should I waste my time in a job? I have real life experience, product management, selling, people building, real business, okay?
Right.
Across industry. So that's the time I said I need freedom. I wanted a business, okay, which can get me to the financial freedom and time freedom, okay, but I didn't know how. I was not prepared to leave my job. I had liabilities. I was the only member, right? So I can't leave my job. I want to do part-time. I don't have a lot of capital to start a business. The freedom for me is to be able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want. That means you are control your time and your money, right? This is the power of this business.
Today's guest is a global leadership powerhouse, from climbing the corporate ladders of Fortune 500 companies to mentoring team across borders. His decision to leave comfort for calling is what makes him truly iconic. He's the guy people call when they need clarity, confidence, and conviction. Sanjiv Mehrotra, the man who proves that you can live a purpose-driven life without sacrificing performance.
We welcome the global leadership powerhouse, Mr. Sanjiv Mehrotra. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling awesome.
You look really fresh and energetic. What's the reason behind that?
This is the power of this business, the energies.
That's why they say that you're the powerhouse of leadership, is it?
So I'm surrounded by powers, and my mentors, we keep empowering me. So this always powerful.
That's
In the universe, from up and down. And
You started working with the Fortune 500 companies, various other companies you work for throughout your career. But yet, you decided to choose another life. When did you realize that corporate success wasn't meant for you?
You see, I always thought that I've been the corporate warrior, I've risen, I've worked hard, and working for large multinational companies. I'm very ambitious, and I thought that's the world. I must scale new heights. And in that only, I got a very good offer from Dubai as a regional director for Middle East and North Africa for a very large Fortune 500. I thought this is setness, okay? I always wanted to work outside India, and my brother was also there in Dubai. My brother-in-law was also there in Dubai. I was a very globalized location. So everything was going fine. But I think in a job, I was loving my job. I was in the board from there in the senior level. There was a leadership change, okay? And a new boss came. And to my surprise, he was a very insecure and I would say a bit racist also, which was news to me. I mean, at corporate senior levels, you don't feel something like that will happen. Basically, he wanted his own guy and wanted to edge me out. So that's why the whole environment became very toxic. His insecurities would come and there were conflicts and all that. And that's the time.
At what position were you at?
I was a sales director for the whole Middle East, so North Africa, the 90 countries I had working. I had a big team of 90 people, product managers, and I was a sales director for the whole company, $400 million company in the region. And then I said, I don't deserve this kind of role. We are all professionals, dignity, we need respect.
So you were basically following someone else's script.
Yes, exactly. I realized that when the going is good, but one man with his ego and his insecurity can forget the larger interest and vision of the company and can have his own private agenda. So since the environment became very toxic, and that's the time I accept. I thought this is where I am. As you reach that level, I'm very happy. That they call CXO, senior level.
Because people generally think, that it is their bosses who, make the whole environment toxic. But it's very strange to know, that a person, even at the top, may feel that toxicity and, walk away from a Fortune 500 company? What is that internal conflict going on in your head? So are you into this?
I realized that having worked for 2 decades and I've proven track record, I've built the businesses and I've nurtured my teams and all that. I've empowered them. That's how I was able to scale up and all that. And then I said, one thing, well, I don't deserve all this nonsense. I could be better off doing something on my own because I have real experience, product management, selling, people building, real business, okay? Right. Across industry. So that's the time I said, I need freedom. Well, suffocation was happening, right? But easier said than done. What do I do? Okay. I need a business. I need a mentor, most important. Otherwise, I'll be lost like a babe in the woods. I needed a structure. I need stability. I need something. So my heart was saying I want to do business, but my programming, my conditioning, my past was saying, hey, hang on, hey, don't jump in and all, okay? And because I guess career comfort zone of a salary coming, good salary coming and all that doesn't allow you to take risks. Right. But then I realized if I don't do it now, when I'm already in my 40s, I'm still energetic. My mind works sharp and everything is that. So if I don't do it now, it'll be too late.
Then you were kind of listening to that internal voice.
Yes, yes. In fact, there was a turning point. I saw this video called The Secret from the bread.
Okay,
That inspired me a lot.
the movie you mean?
No, the video. The book I read later. It was a video. Those days, YouTube and all were not there freely available. I had to get a DVD.
Yeah.
And I had
More fun also.
exactly. My wife saw it, my son saw it with me, and we repeatedly saw it, and that inspired me. So I wanted a business, okay, which can get me to a financial freedom and time freedom, okay, but I didn't know how. I was not prepared to leave my job. I had liabilities. I was the only family member, right? So I can't leave my job. I want to do part time. I don't have a lot of capital to start a business.
And you had family to support as well.
Somebody to support, and I don't have a risk appetite also because I've never done a business on my own, and out there in the uncharted waters, okay. But secretly gave me the inspiration and the courage, laws of attraction.
So that's really amazing actually. But are you saying that one kind of video or movie changed your entire thought process?
I think it was building up. I think it was building up, and I wanted. And that turning point was when my boss behaved like that. Maybe he pushed me to the edge and he said, no more. Now I can't take it anymore.
So the movie Secret and also the behavior of
That was building up. Well, I've seen my friends losing their job like this, 18 years of this thing, 3 months of golden and check out.
it's a boring case.
Then yeah, exactly. It was a cage, and I've seen people sacrificing the family life, etc., for a company, and the company's thrown them out, right? I said, this could
No one know you at all.
nothing, no zero loyalty. It's like a contract. So I said, this could be me. And by the way, at the senior levels, there's more insecurity. Yeah? So the salary is very high. And the company also cut down the cost rather than sacking 10 people, sack one guy with a 2 crore paycheck. Boop.
The easiest. Yeah.
Yeah, that easy, actually. So where do you go? And you're not very young and you don't have all the other skills. How do you adapt? And that's where people get into depression and alcoholism. I said, no, I want to pivot before it's too late.
You took action much in advance, actually. But tell me something, sir. Corporate professionals, the most misunderstood term is freedom. And I'm saying this because you use the word freedom. You wanted freedom. So you're kind of in a golden cage. But how do you view freedom?
Okay, freedom for me is to be able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want. That means you are control your time and your money, right? Okay. But in corporate, you can't. They decide where you work, what time you work, how much leave you can take, who do you report to, you don't decide, right? What's your role, you don't decide, right? So everything, you may think, oh, I've arrived, I made 2 houses and all that. Okay, I've cleared my loan finally after 15 years. You're free. You're not free. One COVID, once some disease happens, you find your savings gone. So you're not in control of your life. You're not in control of your future at all. Right?
So are you saying on the other side, you do have control over every resource, over every mindset that you have?
At least you can take a new path and you say, I'm the master of my industry. Correct? Now, what has happened to me so far? Yes, I worked hard, and other people also contributed to my success. But if I had to take charge of my future, I would do.
But then
Not happy to just have to take
correct. It's quite cyclic, right? Even in on the other side, out of the corporate job, you do face ups and downs. And those are very difficult to handle because there is no security. How does one handle that?
So, there is simple comfort zone. The comfort zone numbs you, really numbs you. You may take a lot of nonsense, you may think, but end of the day, you're in a good position where 10 people want to take your job also, right? So you continue to live in the false sense of, achievement that, yeah, I'm very secure in life. You're not secure. Actual security is in the prison by where you secure. Tell me, Monday morning you could be given a termination letter. Where are you secure? Tell me. Your job is not an absolute. Two CEOs could be playing golf on the weekend. Monday morning, there's a lot of careers to be decided. Yeah, I've seen it happen. I've been asked to sack people, much against my wishes, huh? But yeah, nobody said. And I know there are fat corporate people drawing higher salary. They deserve to be sacked. They're sacking some junior people also. No? But who's going to argue?
And surprisingly, the HR rules don't matter.
Nothing, nothing.
Yeah, no 3 months notice, and no other also really matters.
So that's why that environment, where they're putting profits before people, they don't care. Okay, one man can come and, completely vitiate the atmosphere. Okay, and that is where I'm thinking you're not treating people well, right? Absolutely. I was looking for an environment where people are respected, right? There is equality. People must be given opportunity to thrive. Okay, and for some guidance, of course. No, so I need a break. But break mil jaye na, people can do bundle, right? People don't have a break. People don't have an opportunity, right? Given an opportunity, I think everyone can do that. But it's important. It's allowed to take an insight.
It also reminds me of a very interesting part, which is, how do you define your own success? Let me give you a small incident. I was abroad for a year. I was doing my master's. And, you know, after completing my master's, I came back to India without taking up a job. And everyone was like, surprised. Why did you come back? You didn't do a job. And that's when I told them that I did not want to live abroad because I want to live with my family. And that was my own definition of freedom. And I wanted to start my own, business back home. And so I took that step because I believe that everyone has a different definition of success. It's not wrong to live abroad and, do a job and earn that big fat check. But I believe so, I wrote my own definition of success and that's why I came back to India. What's your definition of success? I'm very eager to know.
No, and I quite agree with you. You must follow your heart. Whichever way you do, when you are at peace. So I have learned actually beyond success also there is something. People think success is the ultimate. Okay, and that's what I learned from the mentors in this business. Okay, so there are 4 S's, by the way. Okay, so this is what I learned. First S is survival. And there's 95% of the people just surviving, just paying their bills and surviving. Correct? No? That's it. What is the next S? Stability. I have a stable job. I have a stable job, good income, good savings also. I have some investments and all. My job stable. My life is stable. Some knocks happen. I have some savings I can handle. Right? Okay. How long can I handle? I don't know. But I'm stable. Right? Okay. Not surviving. The third is the success that you're talking about. Yes. It's the run for success. I'm successful. I'm successful. Right? Successful. I have a lot of money. I made some properties. I have assets and all, but I'm successful. But you know, Anish, there's another stage after this also. Okay. So I'll define it in this way. Okay. There are 100 people sitting in a ballroom and one successful man walks up. Okay. He's probably the owner of the company, super successful entrepreneur, multi-billionaire, walks in. Everyone gets up to greet this successful person. But he's the whole one, right? Now, what is about success? That's also movements. It's called significance. Significance, right? So there are 100, now look at this scenario. There are 100 millionaires sitting in a room. And in walks a man. And all 100 of them stand up and say, this man has made all of us successful. He's a significant guy. That means he added significance to your lives. That is what I learned in this business, this industry, this company. I can be significant to people. Of course, people have to work for their own destiny, work hard in their future and all that, okay? But my success is my success, no? Absolutely. But I can make 10 more people successful. My success is guaranteed in any case. Now, yeah, okay. It's like being selflessly selfish. Yes, I want my success. Everyone wants a success. but if selflessly work for other people's success, success is guaranteed. That's what karma also says.
So in short, you're uplifting many others around you, in the circles, right? Because you're not thinking of yourself alone. That's being selfish.
Exactly. So my success ultimately is dependent on how many people I can make successful. And once I make them successful, okay, they are going to in turn pay it forward. They're going to uplift for more people. In realize you're making society as better.
So I think that's the scorecard of success. You say you're uplifting
Exactly.
10 other peoples around you.
Rather than pushing being selflessly working for loans.
I mean, I don't think money is the only scorecard. It cannot be.
I'll tell you my moments here when I got my Mercedes, I got my son went to a very, very dream college in US, very expensive, all thanks to this business. But my biggest joys were, okay, one guy in Mumbai only, okay, working in a very junior level. His dream was to buy his first car, maybe a Honda Civic car.
Right.
Thanks to this business, he was doing part-time in this business, okay. We worked hard with him and he got. So that joy, the celebration, there was no car in the family for 2 generations, okay. How this business touched his life in a sort of positive way, right? And the whole,
It must have been a wow moment.
exactly, that's what I'm saying, no? That's what emotional and I would say a part of it spiritual, that you're really helping other people to be successful.
I think this is most misplaced, right, in today's world, where people run after money and they believe that's success. And, they're chasing that in a corporate life, and they don't realize that they're not climbing their own ladder, but they're climbing someone else's ladder. When you realize that, I think you were in your mid 40s or early 40s, and you took that leap, that switch. So my question is, what was the biggest challenge at that time, starting from scratch in your mid 40s? Because no one would ever dare, perhaps, to do that. The probability is quite less.
So my compelling reason was very strong. I wanted freedom. Freedom from all these little challenges, be it financial, be it this and that, okay? And I wanted my son to have the greatest education money can buy, okay? I mean, there should be. That's a great head start I can give him in life.
The best.
Yeah, the best, right? And US education, can cost almost $500,000.
Crore, crore.
More than a crore for like 4 years undergrad, no? I guess. So I was very clear that I'm not going to compromise on this. I have only one son. This is very dear to me, my own freedom. I want to be debt free. Okay, I built some houses and some loans over here. I wanted no loans. I want to foreclose loans. I want to make sure that my son is getting the best education. Okay, and then I can have multiple income sources, right? Okay, I can like build a pipeline, a passive income. Yes, in stock market you can build the pipeline also. It take you 40 years. When I found this business, okay, I can build a pipeline. I can be financially free in 4 to 5 years time. I said, what the hell? Why should I waste my time in a job? It's like, no, till you don't know, you are stuck in your own cocoon. Huh? Now when you find, okay, if there's a Tina factor, there is no alternative. So people continue to struggle and continue to face indignity and all that because they don't think there's alternative, right? So when I found there is an alternative, a better way, okay, there are a lot of this life coaches talk about this GROW model. You can go to Google and find GROW. G stands for goals. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't have goals. They are working for somebody else who has got goals, not a company, correct now? So I was very clear. These are my midterm and long-term goals. Okay. Then R is very sober. The reality that brings you to the ground. What's my reality? I know my paycheck. I know this job can be taken away from me. There's too many people trying to pull me down and anything can happen, no? Right? So if there's a mismatch between growth, goals and reality, that's a third letter. What are my options? Now look around, what are your options? Can I take a franchise? No money. Can I open a manufacturing company? No chance. What do I do? What are my options? Okay. So people are looking for an option. So that's the once they find an opportunity, you can give it all you have, the same passion and dedication you do in a job, you do for your own thing, the blue comes way forward. You can move forward in your life and achieve it. So I really love this.
So in short, the opportunity should meet the passion as well.
Yeah, but you have to look for an opportunity. People have passion. The passion will be unleashed when they find the right opportunity and they say, no, what's in it for me? It's your own freedom. You can upgrade your lifestyle. So look, freedom will come a little later, but at least you can freedom from debts, freedom from stress, freedom from depending on somebody else to run your life. No? Correct? No?
Correct, absolutely. So, in this whole transition, that took place, which is that one moment that still makes you emotional if you think of it.
Okay. See, in the business, we are very busy on the weekends, right? Because lots of people who are new partners, that's the only time they get weekends, right? Or even the aspiring partners, they want to understand your business and also our weekends are like prime time. Okay. Like you have prime time. But my son was very small. He was like 10, 11 years old. He would get very upset. And look at all other fathers. Okay, they take their kids to the mall, they watch a movie, they eat out and all, and I don't even see you on the whole weekend. No? So then I sat him down and explained to him, okay, the normal life, like only weekend, the whole crowd is there in the mall to get food there, you have to line up and all that. I will take you to malls on a Monday or a Tuesday in a daytime. I'll pick you up from school, right? And we'll watch a movie where there'll be hardly any people in the multiplex. We'll have food and you go to Disney Worlds, we'll go and stay in Marriott's and the Mandarins of the world, right? Okay. Is that the life you want? Or you want just a little weekend your daddy is there? Okay. I want a better life. I want a dream life for you. I want you to study where you and about it. So I think yeah, he saw so yes, now I understand. So and also beyond that, he saw me changing, learning new skills. Okay. And, when I'm down and out, but I'm becoming very persistent, tenacious. Okay. So he went for his higher school interview. Okay. And they asked, who's a hero? They feel like that. Wow. That was a moment for me that my son at least thinks that at this age, he shifted from a job where a lot of people can't, started a business, faced his ups and downs, okay, bounced back, learning things, being relevant, adding value. So I think that.
So I think the me time really mattered, right? That was the most emotional moment for you in this whole transition. Yeah. But tell me, what was the biggest challenge also that you faced to shift from a employee mindset to a entrepreneurial mindset or entrepreneurial world that you ventured into?
Couple of things. One is in the employee world, we're too used to instant gratification. Salary comes as pretty much takes care of your immediate bills. You have long-term problem, but you choose to forget it because you're stuck in the, just
Right.
just living by the by the month. Okay. And in business, I knew there will be delayed gratification. But delayed gratification, but when it comes, it comes. Huh? Okay. It will be much more than my job, right? So that is one thing I had to adapt. Okay. To be patient that yes, results will come. I have to first prove myself. I have to be deserving of the results. And results will come. You also give me absolutely no issue. Full faith in that. Second is there's something called empty your cup. People are not able to unlearn and learn, right? And that was where Kapil Dev used to inspire me. You did, Peter. He got us the World Cup in 83, correct? Huh?
Right.
First time. A lot of people don't know Kapil retired from cricket and started playing golf. Now tell me, it was a ball, Horaki. But golf, he cannot learn from his cricket goal. That means he must have become zero. And this, sir, I may be hitting sixers there, but teach me how to tee off and all that, right? So that is where I realized I have to empty my cup. My corporate success in the IT industry is no guarantee for my success as an entrepreneur, right? I have to learn, I have to prove myself worthy, right? And I have to add value. And then only.
So in short, learn, unlearn, and relearn. So in fact, I remember Sachin Tendulkar also say that one. Uh, that was towards the fag end of his own career. And in one of the IPL interviews that I saw, and he said that, I am still a student of cricket, so even after achieving such great height, he is still unlearning and learning. And till date, he's like, I am still a student of cricket because he's teaching his son, Arjun, because he's able to unlearn and relearn and teach him new techniques. That's really interesting. And that's really amazing that, you did follow the same and,
And it's true because I've seen a lot of people with little success in each and they think they know it all. And that's where the decline starts. So it's ego basically. The stakes over. No? You're a lifelong learner. Okay? And life will teach you, by the way, by giving you challenges and knocks you down, right? And that's so if you're in a constant space of seeking from the mentor, seeking from light, seeking from God, okay, you would find answers. But yes, have to be positive, always learning.
you mentor so many leaders. We're talking on the current day. Yeah. So what keeps you inspired and motivated even till date?
Bigger vision now. Like my vision is to have 100,000 entrepreneurs in the next 5 years. Okay. Directly by me or indirectly. That's the kind of community I want to build. And second, a more compelling and a very powerful thing which really drives me is I want to make 100 people companies. Okay. 100 millionaire, right? Like in my team, right? So now their success is a far bigger mission I've achieved, right? And I know how it's done. Thanks to my mentors, okay? VP Arati, we partner Sharkul, we partner Dev, and Chief Padma Sinati Raja in this company, the founder, Datu Sri Vijayeshwaran, and Governor Tisla, amazing people. I mean, this itself is worth it, no? To be in their association and in learning from them. And so I really want to make people successful. Okay. Really crore of year. Okay. They must make a crore in the year. Hundreds of people. And I know my God is in me, powerful reviews to them. I'm actor to them.
That's really amazing because you're uplifting so many lives there. Blessed are those who get to, mentor.
And God will decide who will come, who will there. All people come and gone also. Okay. Well, there are people coming in. There are people out there at this very moment. Okay. They are looking for something. All they need is somebody credible, a platform, a mentorship, and good intention to help.
Correct.
And that's what we do in AIM. Attitude, intent, mindset, right?
Right.
Build the right values, the right skills, and the right mindset.
Right. So my final question to you is that was that one piece of advice you would give to executives who are high performing, but who are still feeling stuck? What would you tell them?
Okay, and I've been there, so I know that. Okay, so sometimes what happens is people just kind of drain their own energy by looking at your current reality, and they say, "Kuch nahi, nothing else can happen." Right? Okay, they stop to breathe. They have stopped realizing their own potential. Right? Whereas so many messages they can get from the universe. Okay, that your current reality doesn't define you. You can write a blueprint of your life by just changing your thoughts. By just changing your thoughts. There's a book written by James Allen in 1902, As the Man Thinketh, Old English. Huh? So what your thoughts are, you can really make your life. And it's not theory, you've done it. Huh? I mean, I've learned this, how people have turned around by just their thought process, which change their blueprint. And mashallah, it just gone and done it. Huh? Because they were unstoppable. The will was so strong. And of course, the supporting infrastructure system is there. Why I love this business? Okay. Individuals can come and go. You're building a system. And the system can build your sync. And the mentors are there to help you. So these corporate executives, whoever are feeling down and out and getting depressed and all that, okay, and surrounding themselves by people who are also depressed. First of all, they should change their association. Okay. You are the sum total of the 5 people you're spending time with. Right. They're all complaining, you're also complaining. Okay. Opportunities are there, like this opportunity. Change. Find a mentor. Okay. But believe in your dreams. You too must dig. You too forgotten dream. So they have a dream. Universe will help you to achieve your dream. There are people there who will come and guide you at every stage. Okay. So there is hope. There's freedom out there. Okay. People just have to believe in themselves and not get pulled down by the old thoughts, old beliefs. And that's in a way toxic, by the way.
Right.
That's poisoning them.
Right.
So they need to refresh. They need to just pivot themselves to a better life. It's possible. Everyone is possible. And that's what this industry does. From zero to hero, people have become just by saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. I need a life. I need an opportunity. I need a mentor. I need a platform. I need a system. And that's all.
And that reminds me of a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. He said that a man becomes a product of what he thinks of.
Exactly.
On that note, sir, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so very much. And so now to complete. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. I hope you keep inspiring billions others around you.